Okay, got some undisputed news. First and foremost, Lil Wayne is going to have a new a new song, a new theme song introduced on the new season of Undisputed. It's entitled Good Morning, so I can't wait to check out that song and listen to it. And when I do get a chance to listen to it, I will do a video telling you guys what I thought about the new song. Is it better than the old song? We're just going to have to wait and see. In other undisputed news, it seems like Fox Sports 1 has not only hired Keyshawn Johnson, but they also hired Michael Irvin as part of the quote-unquote dream team over there at Undisputed. If you can actually see me lift up my hands and do my quotation mark fingers, dream team. Everyone is labeling this. Even Skip Bayless is labeling this as a dream team. Avengers assemble. All right. So now you're going to have Richard Sherman. I don't know why I want to keep saying Richard Seymour, but I did catch myself. Richard Sherman, as well as Skip Bayless. And now you got Keyshawn Johnson and Michael Irvin. This is going to be the football portion of Undisputed. And I know they're going to have some hot, heated debates and talk about what's going on in the National Football League. You can obviously tell there's going to be some football topics that they're going to be debating about where it could be a 3-on-1, pause, Keyshawn, Richard, and Michael Irvin tag teaming against Skip Bayless. But you can also clearly tell when they talk about Dallas Cowboy talk. By the way, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan myself, but I'm a little more objective to the Dallas Cowboys than Skip Bayless and Michael Irvin. You can see a 2-on-2, pause again, where Richard Sherman and Keyshawn Johnson go up against what Michael Irvin and Skip Bayless is spewing about the Dallas Cowboys. All right. Now, I also told you guys I can see there's going to be some tension when, there's going to be, debate talk when Keyshawn Johnson always hyping up the California football teams. So, I can see, I see them debate against, other than that, you can clearly tell there's going to be some storylines. There's going to be some threads. There's going to be a lot of things where they're all not going to agree, when it comes to football season, because everyone has their own thoughts, opinions, and they share different takes. Okay. So I can't wait for that to start. And other news, but this really has nothing to do with the people over there at Undisputed. Still no word on Shannon Sharpe signing to ESPN. Now, there's been a lot of talk out there that says that there's an offer on the table, and all they're waiting on is Shannon Sharpe to sign this offer. Now, if you read through the T line, sorry about the noise in the background, but if you check out the articles, they're basically saying that Michael Irvin is pretty much, he's not going to be the permanent, he's not sharing a show with Stephen A. Smith, even though Stephen A. Smith says it's his show, First Take. He will be as a contributor to First Take, and he's going to be on there Monday and Tuesday. And they're going to still keep the same format where Stephen A. Smith debates a different person each and every day, but he gets to debate against Shannon Sharpe at least 2 days a week. Now, I told you guys what I thought about that. Personally, I think it's a step backwards if this is true. Now, I'm only talking about, the part of him joining First Take. All right. So you leave a show over there in Undisputed, even though there was tension there, even though you and Skip Bayless didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things, and you wanted to be a 50-50 partner with Undisputed, And I understand all that. And Shannon Sharpe does deserve all that, okay? But it has to be offered. And it's Skip Bayless's show. And he gets to run the show. So you leaving that set up, and you're debating Skip Bayless 5 days a week, and you leave that set up to go to First Take and Stephen A. Smith to have a reduced role, and you're not even going to be on First Take each and every day. You're only going to be on there Monday and Tuesday. I'm just only looking at it on the outside looking in. I just think that's a downgrade, okay? Now, we don't know, the other shoe hasn't dropped on how much he's going to be making over there at ESPN. If ESPN also have some other things in place, like having his own show in the afternoon, or his own show after First Take or before First Take. We don't know if he's going to be, Club Shay Shay is going to be introduced in the ESPN podcast station, as well as ESPN radio. I think, ESPN is trying to hype up ESPN radio, particularly satellite radio. So we don't know all the mechanisms that this contract has for Shannon Sharpe. I'm only talking about the First Take portion. And to me, I feel like it's a step backwards, all right? You want to be a 50-50 partner. This clearly indicates that you're not going to be a 50-50 partner with Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith said on his own YouTube channel, this First Take is his show, okay? He's not sharing this show with anybody else, okay? So he's already put the parameters in place, okay? You can check out that episode on Stephen A. Smith. Now, Stephen A. Smith also said it hasn't happened, but he hopes that it will happen, and he has full belief that it's ultimately going to happen as far as Shannon Sharpe signing with ESPN. So I made a video about that. You guys go check that out. I just think it's kind of odd. You want to be a 50-50 partner, and you leave Undisputed to go to First Take, and you're not even a 50-50 partner there. You're only going to be on there 2 days a week, primarily on football season. And that's another thing. What happens after football season? Are you still going to be a contributor to First Take when the basketball season starts? Are you still going to be on there Mondays and Tuesdays? See, I'm only talking about that portion of the deal, all right? I feel like ultimately it's going to be a great deal for Shannon Sharpe and ESPN. But other ESPN news, it seems like there's, word around the campfire is that Apple may buy ESPN away from Disney. Now, Disney has indicated that the struggle is real. A lot of the stuff that they own is not making a lot of money for them. Now, ABC is in a good place. If you talk about the Disney Plus features like Star Wars IP and the Marvel IP, I think that's sort of in a good place. But they're trimming the fat, so to say, on a lot of the television and movie IPs that are coming from those entities. Pixar the struggle is real, particularly with the latest movie, Elemente, or whatever you want to call it, which, by the way, I read an article about that movie, and now that movie has surpassed the Spider-Verse as far as sales go, all right? So there is some bright news with that movie with Pixar, and Pixar was struggling as well. So it seems, and then, ESPN laid off a lot of these personalities, and they're sort of trimming the fat over there at ESPN, even though they signed Pat McAfee. But if I read this article, and this article pretty much says, if you look at what ESPN has been doing for the past couple of years, it seems like they're setting themselves up to be sold by something else. To another entity, which would be Apple. Apple is $1 trillion organization. They can afford to lose a lot of money on the front end to gain a lot of money on the back end. And ESPN has their hands tied to these licenses agreements with the NFL, with basketball, with golf, with college football, college basketball. And Disney is looking at it as, okay, if we continue these license agreements and we're not, getting if we're not getting a huge return on this, why are we continuing to bargain for these license agreements? So there's talk out there that Apple may be interested in kicking the tires around about buying ESPN. ESPN is still a valuable commodity and a valuable organization, even though they have lost subscribers. But everyone across the board has lost subscribers. Fox Sports 1, CNN, Headline News, everybody has been losing subscribers because everyone is cutting the cord with satellite and cable TV, and now everybody's into the streaming thing. But if you look at the streaming apps, it seems like a lot of streaming apps are struggling to keep their heads above water. So I think, some people are going to still utilize DirecTV and Comcast cable or whatever cable provider you have out there. And they're also going to be subscribing to a lot of these streaming services. Okay, so you got all that stuff going on. There's talk that ESPN may be sold to Apple. We have to wait to see if that really happens. But yeah, that's all the news. And no, I thought I was going to talk about these things in a bunch of videos, but I just decided, you know what? Let me talk about all these things in one video. I will leave a comment at the bottom telling you guys the stuff that I talked about in this video. If you want to, I might leave timestamps. I don't know. But guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys on the flip side of things. Deuces.